All right, let's dive in. We're going to take a look at the IMF's forecast for the fastest growing economies in 2025. And I'm telling you, the results, they are probably not what you're thinking.
Seriously, just for a second, think about it. If I say booming economy or economic powerhouse, what's the first country that pops into your head?
Yeah, most of us would probably point to the big guys, right? The United States, China, maybe one of the major players in Europe. These are the names that have been dominating the headlines for decades, the economic engines we're all so used to hearing about.
But what if I told you that the official projections for next year pretty much flip that whole idea on its head? The map of global growth is being completely redrawn, and the new hotspots, well, they're probably not where you'd guess. So first up, let's talk about a very exclusive group. I'm calling them the double-digit club. These are the total outliers, the countries projected to have just staggering double-digit growth. We're talking about an economic expansion that's so fast, it's in a league of its own. Topping the list, look at that number. A projected growth rate of 24.3%. That massive figure belongs to South Sudan. The economy there is expected to have a huge rebound, and it's mostly driven by getting its super important oil sector back to normal.
Coming in at number 2 is another nation rich in oil, Libya, with a huge projection of 15.6%. Just like South Sudan, this is really a story of recovery from a very low starting point. It just goes to show how quickly things can turn around when production starts to stabilize. And rounding out this incredible club is Guyana, projected to grow by 10.3%. Now, this one's different. It's not a rebound story, it's a boom story. We're talking massive offshore oil discoveries that are completely transforming the country's economy. It's literally one of the hottest growth spots on the entire planet. Okay, so beyond those outliers, there's this wider group of what I'm calling the high flyers. Their growth rates are still incredibly strong, and they show a much broader, more diverse picture of where the global economy is actually headed. What's so amazing here is just the diversity. You've got Ireland, whose GDP numbers are often supercharged by all the multinational companies there. Then you see these emerging hubs in Central Asia, like the Kyrgyz Republic and Tajikistan. And then there's a really powerful showing from Africa, with countries like Guinea, Ethiopia, and Rwanda all showing this sustained, super high-level growth.
And this trend of high growth, it isn't just in the top 10. When we zoom out a little bit, you can see this dynamism is a really widespread thing. And it even includes some much larger, more established economies.
This list really drives the point home. You've got these well-known growth engines like India and Vietnam still posting really impressive numbers. And they're joined by consistent performers like Côte d'Ivoire and major economies like the Philippines and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. It just shows this isn't a story about small nations. It's a broad shift happening everywhere. So, we've looked at all these numbers, all these countries. What's the big picture here? What does this shift in global growth actually mean for all of us? It really boils down to this. The engines of future global growth are firing up in places you might not expect. For decades, we've all looked to a handful of established giants, but this data shows that picture is changing, and it's changing fast. So the most important thing to remember is that the story of economic growth just isn't concentrated in a few traditional powerhouses anymore. It's becoming more decentralized, more diverse, and a truly more global story. The future isn't one single superhighway. It's looking more like a whole network of booming local roads. And all of this leaves us with a pretty crucial question, doesn't it? As this economic map gets redrawn right before our eyes, how is this shift from the traditional centers to all these new diverse economies going to reshape global trade, investment, and power? It's a fundamental change, and we're getting to see it happen in real time.